Hi everyone, welcome back to Southbridge Community Television. I'm Max Gullekson, your host here at our studio on Elm Street. And once again, I have our town librarian, Margaret Morrissey. Hi Margaret.
Hi Max.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
And we have the month of February coming up, and of course we have an additional to Crafty Wednesday and Tinkering Thursday. We have a number of new programs, including an exhibition that's going to open this Thursday. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, that's something we're very excited about, as it is the first time since the art museum showing, which was a few years ago, that the Bullard collection is going to be on display. And these will be different photographs that were on display previously at the art museum. So it's a really good opportunity to see it's only still a very small selection of the 200 odd photographs that are available in this Bullard collection. Mm-hmm. And they'll be on display through the month at the library. Southbridge is really very fortunate to have this, because it is a museum level type of exhibit, mm-hmm. Beautifully framed, and all the portraits that are included in the exhibit, they're all curated, and there's lots of information about who the people are that are in the photographs and what their relationship is to each other.
What's the theme of this?
So it is Black History Month, as you know,
mm-hmm.
For the month of February. So it is an African-American community from Beaverbrook area of Worcester that's depicted. So there was about 2% of the population in Worcester that were African American at the time, which was the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Earlier photos.
And so it's interesting to see where this collection emerged from.
Uh-huh.
William Bullard was the photographer,
mm-hmm.
and he had connections to Worcester and to the Brookfields.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, there's no Southbridge people included or that we're aware of. But it's just fascinating to see some people who were former slaves, to see them in their family group depicted, to see a musician with his violin, and how mm-hmm. proud he seems to be with, showing his talent mm-hmm. and whatever. And then there's a couple of bicycle photographs, people standing beside their bicycles, and mm-hmm. obviously that was, mode of transport at that time. So it was pretty neat to have a bicycle, and a rather prestigious.
Oh, sure, in the teens, 19-teens. So this is sort of a slice of, Worcester history, local, from mm-hmm. the early 1900s. The photos are black and white?
Black and white, and beautifully reproduced.
Uh-huh.
And I think anybody who has seen it so far, I've just watched people come in, and they've uh-huh. just been drawn right to the photographs. Uh-huh. And we have a guest book as well, and we're hoping people will leave comments, because that'll be a way of communicating with the owner of the collection, uh-huh. who is Frank Morrell, mm-hmm. and the researcher who is also working with Mr. Morrell, whose name is Jeanette Greenwood, and she is from Clark University.
So we have the breakout, the month-long exhibit coming this Thursday, which is the 7th, but then on the 21st we'll have an actual presentation from Mr. Morrell and Dr. Greenwood about the significance and so forth, and some of the history behind it and things like that.
Exactly. It'll be a fascinating talk, uh-huh. because I think people have a lot of questions, and uh-huh. the more you see about the exhibit, the more you want to know what was going on and learn more about it. And it is a fascinating story. Uh-huh. And the gentleman who was the photographer, passed away tragically, and he was only 41 years of age. So it's a very small part of his professional life, and yet there's just so rich. So
he made a photographic history.
Really?
He wasn't around long, but he did all that. What was it? What was the name of the neighborhood?
The Beaverbrook area of Worcester.
And it was
around Park Avenue.
It was this community at that time. Mm-hmm. A little snapshot, literally.
Yeah. Or
more than one, but
really.
Oh, wonderful! So they can come in and look at the photos, and the 21st they can get a whole bunch of information on the presentation.
Right, and they can meet Mr. Morrell on Thursday evening if they'd like to come at 6:30 mm-hmm. to 7:30.
Much like last month when you had Justin Lawson.
Yeah. There's always an opportunity to meet whoever is the exhibitor uh-huh. On the first Thursday of the month between 6:30 and 7:30.
In the comfortable confines of our own local library.
Indeed.
So also on the 28th, you have Gospel and Blues with Robin O'Haran from 6:30 to 7:30 at the library also. Can you describe that?
So in keeping with Black History Month and celebrating and honouring the rich musical heritage that we have inherited, we have invited Robin O'Hearn to come and play. She's a musician and composer, and she plays guitar. And her, she's got a very strong reputation, mostly in the western part of the state. And thanks to a grant, an LCC grant from the Cultural Council, from the Southbridge Council, we are very fortunate to have her here and being sponsored by the council. So it should be a nice evening of entertainment and an opportunity for people to sit back and relax and enjoy the music, and hopefully even reflect on the connection between the month that it is, the music that's been played, and the art exhibit, the photographic exhibit.
Timely for the season.
Really.
Yeah. Margaret, you always have something new going over there at that library. Just an eclectic mix of people coming in. Now, what else do you have? Anything new coming up?
Well, actually, we've just started a new series of yoga programs. They'll be on the first Saturday of each month until June. And it's from 9:30 until 10:30. Jen Brouillard, who is known to many people in the community, as she has a few engagements throughout the community. But the program here at the library will be free, complimentary. So anybody who wants to come, bring their mat and bring their yoga spirit.
So you're coming not to learn, but to actually participate?
Absolutely,
Between
yeah.
9:30 and 10:30 on Saturdays?
Yes. So
First Saturday?
First Saturday of each month.
Okay.
So the next one won't be until March, but just to give people an opportunity to start thinking about doing some
that's
yoga.
excellent too.
Yes.
Unhealthy too. See, everybody all gained the weight. Me gained it at Christmas, and I could go do yoga and maybe
Really?
or not. Margaret, that's wonderful. And that's another new thing that you have going on in addition to the two events for that you just described. That's great. Appreciate you coming on again.
My pleasure.
Yeah, folks, there you have it. If you're looking for something to do this winter, and as per usual, our local library has lots and lots of things to do other than check out a book, which is always an option there too. So we hope to see you on down there. And Margaret, thanks for coming.
Thank you,
Folks, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again right here on Southbridge Community Television. Thanks, Margaret.
Thank you.
Yeah.